Good morning. Happy Friday. Um, in a sense, I almost forgot how to get on live because I have not been on, but I wanted to get on today because I have some stuff to talk about. The future of women, cryptocurrency, and some other stuff. So get your coffee, get your notebooks. Um, I don't know what's going on with my live. Let me see, because it keeps blinking. But let me see if I'm actually on. Okay, I am. It's weird. All right, so the future of women. I've been doing some research to kind of see what the future of women in like industries are, as far as corporate, what our jobs look like, what our roles look like, and I have came across some interesting information. So, how many of you know what artificial intelligence is? What is artificial intelligence? Well, artificial intelligence has actually replaced a lot of our jobs in America. I'm only speaking for America because I'm not in another country. But as women, we're actually losing our jobs at a higher rate than men are because of artificial intelligence, aka computers, technology, etc. So, with this new transition that's going on, the future of women is looking a little gloomy depending on who you are. If you're used to going to a 9 to 5, that probably is not a good thing for you because you would rather be in an office or a part of a company to make you feel full and what however that makes you feel like you're bringing in some type of money for your household. But now things have changed because of COVID and also the new presidency. So, if we were to, I'll give you this example, if we were to vote for Trump again, and say he became, president again, he was really big with industrial type of work. So that means labor. As you can see, I don't want you to remember who he was. We're talking about just things right now. Um, there was a lot of like Midwest hardcore labor workers that were for Trump, okay? Because he was for the industrial type of work. This new presidency is actually for green, everything going green. So we're not going to see we've been gradually going, towards this time, but now it's like picking up its pace because we're not going to see cars with gas anymore. We're not going to see like paper being used even more. We're not going to see certain things that exist anymore because they have, they're bad to our environment. With that being said, a lot of these jobs are not anymore. And we've seen that there's a lot of people on unemployment, but I specifically looked up where women stand in all of this because I am a woman. I wanted to see like, is women empowerment even still a thing? Is women empowerment like, remember we had like the brunches, we had the live events, we had all these things that we can't have no more because we're on here. They still try to have virtual events, but y'all know that's not the same. It's not the same as like connecting face to face. So I looked that up yesterday and I found like a theme when it comes to women. Um, we're not being as innovative as we should be. And I say that because going into this cryptocurrency world and what y'all are seeing with the stocks and the stock market and everything else, I see a theme. Now, I keep up with this stuff because I've actually invested. I don't share that a lot. I don't brag or boast about it because I like to learn about things. But the theme that I seen was mainly men are out here talking about this stuff. And it's okay for, us to learn from men as women, but I find that women are more receptive when a woman is teaching them. So this is a heavily male dominated industry as far as what you should invest in, the numbers talk, all of that type of thing. But when I really thought about the role of women, I was like, we're at home. We're taking care of like the kids. Everybody doesn't have the luxury of being at home, but unfortunately, we've all been forced to be at home, whether we like it or not, because of COVID. Now, I don't know how long this is going to be to where we're in home, but I thought about it and I was like, women need something to do that's innovative outside of like what we're used to. So we're used to the women empowerment thing and being in touch with our emotions and our feelings. I don't want to do that no more. Here's why. I want to put myself along with other women in position to grow generational wealth. What does that mean? That means finding innovative ways to provide for my family, my children that I have, and not overworking myself. I find women like a lot. We like to overwork ourselves, and we like to, handle everything, and that's good. We're built to be nurturers, natural born nurturers, but I want to start making my money work for me. And here's why. The reason why I want my money to work for me is because it actually frees up the creativity that has been held in bondage because I'm not making what I want to make, or maybe I took a pay cut because my job is no longer available. All these things that we think about, like our kids need money for this, our husband or whatever, like he might have taken a pay cut, like whatever your situation may be. As a woman, we tend to take these things on as a burden. And unfortunately, that takes away from our creativity, that takes away from our innovative ideas that we've probably been sitting on for a couple years. And so when I looked into cryptocurrency, I didn't believe it at first, even with stocks, I'm like, oh, this is really risky. I don't want to put myself in a position to lose or gamble my money. But as I started studying more and started finding out more ways that you can invest your money at a small rate. I'm not even talking about like thousands of dollars. I'm talking about like if you want to put $5. I really had to think about, okay, how can I invest in myself without breaking my back? Because I'm already a mother. That's a lot. I'm already just thinking about the world, and the world is on my shoulders. Because that's what we do as women. We worry more than men do. Men, they just go, they get it done. They don't care if they're broke. They'll get it in any way possible. And I admire that. But what I don't want to do is compete with men in a way of taking away from my role as a woman. I don't want to compete with men and think that they're not important. They don't need to be in, their presence doesn't need to be in my lives, because they do. They do. So I was like, how can I create something, or how can I be innovative without being a slave, to my money, being a slave to my money? Because that's really not what money is for. It's not to be a slave to it. You have to make your money work for you. And this is all the new things that actually I've been learning about it, but it's now clicking even more because I've had time to just like sit, and not run around like a chicken with my head cut off. So with that being said, I'm studying the role of being a woman, and I'm also studying how, as a woman, I can provide without taking away from my child. And I found some type of freedom when it came to the stock market and cryptocurrency, because I also used to overwork myself and be, go in your room, go. I also used to overwork myself, and I also used to think that I had to paint 100 pictures. That entrepreneurship grind, like that the Western world keeps teaching over and over and over and over. Grind, 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 grind. Don't go to sleep. Grind, grind, grind. That's not realistic. That's not realistic. And that's not realistic to who I want to be, how I want to make money. And sometimes as women, I think we were for a couple years taking on that whole concept, and we were, rah, 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 and we were leaving our children behind at home because we're so focused on our purpose, and we're so focused on what are we supposed to be doing in this world, but are we actually financially stable to do these certain things? Have we put ourselves in the position to just go out and get it without having to worry about what's in our bank account? Because I'm going to be honest, as a Black woman, or in the Black culture, we don't have generational wealth, really. Like, you can look at the statistics. I've been fortunate enough to be in a family that I've witnessed generational wealth where, my granddad had money. He was a self-made millionaire. On my mom's side, my grandmother worked very hard to have the things that she had. So I was able to witness it, but it's still a choice to continue it. And that's where I'm at now. It's a choice to continue this generational wealth. So what do I mean by that? We have to create our own algorithm as a woman in this whole artificial intelligence world, where the artificial intelligence is replacing what the women used to bring to the work atmosphere. Clerical jobs are going out of extinct, because now you can hire anybody. There's people hiring foreign people that they've never met in their lives and paying them like $5 an hour to do like virtual assistant stuff. So y'all have to pay attention, including myself, to the times that we're in, because it's different now. It's not the same, and it's not going to be the same. It's going to continue to change. Y'all should see my computer right now. Like, I'm just going to keep going because it's been frozen the whole time. So I hope somebody's benefiting from this. I don't know. But yeah, so we have to pay attention to the times, and what cryptocurrency and stock and technology and all of those things, researching all of these things and actually utilizing them in my life has made me realize, like, we've been making being free harder than it needs to be. Like, we've been making being financially free harder than it needs to be. There are people that aren't doing what maybe we have seen as teachings, like we gotta do 24 hours of work. What if you don't know what you're supposed to do? Like, there's people literally not knowing what their purpose is supposed to be, and they're still trying to work those 24 hours doing nothing, not things that don't even benefit them, because they're paying attention to what somebody else said, but not paying attention to what works for them. I am a stay-at-home mom. That's what I am. I honestly been at home with my child since he was 1. And of course I was working, but my job allowed me to work from home. And that's when I really started learning, financial freedom in a different sense. But what happened? The women empowerment movement came along, and it was like Find your purpose, tap into your emotions. If you don't feel like it, y'all know the teachings. I don't have to go through that. But it steered me on a detour to not be myself and not really like learn what works for me. And now I'm in a space where I'm like, I don't really want to go back to the workforce, like in a way of being a slave. I don't. And when I say a slave, I don't even mean that from like a cultural standpoint. I literally mean the definition of slave, like clocking in. That's just what I don't want to do. And then what that brings is you have to be innovative, you have to be creative, but sometimes we're put in positions to not have that come so easily, because guess what? Bills are due, your light bills due, your car notes due, your house rent is due, or your mortgage is due. All these things, especially if you don't have like money saved. So that can be a barrier in the way to take you away from that creative, innovative side as a woman, because we're all stressed. We're online with our children with school. They're like, they're up and down with it. Some kids like it, some don't. Majority are sick of being at home right now, so they're giving their parents, or especially the moms, a hard time. Shout out to the single dads if you are. But women, let me tell you, we have to create an algorithm for ourselves that is going against this artificial intelligence that is taking our roles away, which is taking our way of investing in ourselves, because we see on the media like these jobs are going away, y'all. So it's like, now what do we do? Do we use the money from our unemployment? Do we use the stimulus checks to invest in ourselves? The people are really in those, like, in between. Like, what do I do? Do I pay the bills or do I invest in myself? Because right now, it's between the gas tank or food in my mouth. That's what it is. So I just wanted to get on and talk about, I will be getting on more and talking about like the death of women empowerment, and how I've been researching, y'all, and I'm like trying to see what's the future of women empowerment, and nothing is coming up. That's the crazy part. Nothing is coming up. And I was like, wow, I could never imagine women empowerment not being a thing like it used to be, like the brunches and the kumbayas. But it's really like, now we're down to the nitty gritty. Okay, how can I make my life, have more freedom? And I know some women want that and they're just not saying it. But instead, we're trying to go out and compete with the men. But listen, I found yesterday too an article saying, like, ironically, construction work is on the rise. But that's not what we do as women. Like, we're not, some women do it, but we're not automatically like thinking, oh, let me go work in construction to make some type of money. So I thought that was an interesting contrast, because I was like, okay, construction is on the rise. If that's on the rise, women aren't really going to gravitate towards that, especially a stay-at-home mom. So that was just an interesting contrast. But definitely, here's as simple as I can put it. If you want to invest in the stock market or cryptocurrency, I'll start with the stock market. Invest in things that you use. So, for instance, if you have an iPhone, this is the simplest way that you can like learn this whole stock thing. If you have an iPhone, the company is Apple. Okay, you're an avid Apple. Like, every time you have an upgrade, you just get an Apple. Invest in Apple. For instance, I eat at Chipotle all the time. I'm going to invest in Chipotle because that's one of my favorite places to eat. If your favorite place is Amazon to order from, why do you keep giving the money to them and ordering off of them and not investing in the company so that you can have a share? Like, there's people that order from Amazon every single day, but they're not investing their money so that they can get some type of return. So that's the easiest way I can explain stock. Now, cryptocurrency, that's a whole different thing. It's way more riskier. You're not it's almost like gambling, but it's not. You have to be in it for a long term. You can't think like, oh, just because it goes up maybe like 10,000, 20,000 in one, hour, I can take my money out. That you can, but you want to do these things in a long term type of mindset, because the more you invest, the more return you'll get. So then I've been investing for a couple months now. So I'll give you this story of why I started to invest. So Legend's dad, I needed something in the beginning of COVID. Like, I needed funds for something. He happened to have some money available from his stocks and crypto. I didn't know what that was. So I was like, I heard about it, but I didn't even know he was investing in any of it. Come to find out, he was able to take out a lot of money because he had been investing for a couple months. So then he talked to me about it. And then I started researching it, because I'm not a person just jump on the train and go by somebody's word. I started researching it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put a small amount. That amount like has quadrupled now. So, like I said, I'm going to talk more about it. I don't really talk about it because there's a lot of people talking about it. And I'm not sure if they really know what they're talking about or not, because I don't watch it. I just know what I have done for myself, and I know what it's done for my family. So with that being said, that got the juices flowing on, I don't really have to do, like, I don't have to overwork myself. I can make my money work for me. And it's like, if I'm working at McDonald's, they don't have to know that I invested in Bitcoin. But guess what? They both have the same common goal. The common goal of getting a job is to make money. The common goal of Bitcoin is to make money. But the only thing is, you are investing your money from your McDonald's check, and you're making your money work for you, to where eventually you don't have to continue working at McDonald's, or you can purchase a franchise. You see how that works? It's like levels to it. So I really want women to start, working smarter and not harder, because we're not built to be like men. They can handle that stuff, but we actually birth children into this world. And there's got to be some other way that we can take some of this load off of ourselves, but still continue to help our families. And there's so many other innovative ways outside of stock and cryptocurrency that women can do to provide, because everything's online now. Everything's online. But you know what else is not going to go out of style, that's, not really online oriented? Food, beauty industry. Those are the top two. Those are the top two. So you'll be hearing more of, this and what I'm talking about. You may or may not know what I'm talking about or understand, but I will continue to get on and talk about it, because I'm actually excited about the newfound freedom that I can have for myself without busting my butt like I used to. And tiring myself out and taking away from me spending time with my child and stuff. I don't want to do that no more. And I had to be real with myself, because I think I was lying to myself. Like I was deceiving myself because I wanted to grind, 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 show people to grind, show people, this. It's like, that's it. That's not it. That's not it. And if you pay attention to like Warren Buffett and all these other billionaires, they actually read. This is some stuff that I do now. I read, I research, I do all these things before I'm like, oh, somebody's doing this. And they made a lot of money. Let me hop on that. It's like, no, you, with whatever you do, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. And you can't, as women, we're so easily deceived and we're so easily discouraged that we jump on all these trains and we tire ourselves out. And then when we get to the point of being burnt out, it's like, we just totally throw the whole dream away of having like financial freedom or having generational wealth. We throw it away because we burn ourselves out. There's smarter ways to work. Trust me, there's smarter ways. And I will be talking about it more. But I thank y'all for tuning in. And I really hope that if I have a tissue, why my nose running? But I really hope that y'all learn to Legend, give me a tissue. It's like as soon as I start talking, but yeah, I really hope that women in general, I'm just speaking to women, I'm not speaking to men right now. Women, I really hope that you find a better way to work smarter and not harder. There's ways. We don't have to. What happened to that? I don't know. See, that's the thing. My screen is like frozen. I can't even see who's on here. But please comment and say and help me out if you understand what I'm saying. But women, we have to find smarter ways to work and find our purpose. That talk is not even like relevant until you are free with your finances, to be honest. Because I know it's been taught to work in your purpose until you're financially free, but honestly, you can reverse engineer that. You can actually reverse engineer that. You like, okay, for instance, I didn't start with capital for my business. And honestly, I want to start over, and I wish I would have started with capital, or wish I would have found a better way of starting out with some type of cushion, so that I wouldn't be so like, I gotta grind. I gotta be at this place. That took away from me spending time with my child. And I was tired. And it's not to say that you have to take away from your passions or you can't do, what you love to do. But I really want women to start reverse engineering how we put ourselves in position, because we are not built like men. Men are built like that. But women, we're emotional. We're more emotional. We're more in tune with, what's going on in the world. We're nurturers, and we have to find a balance. And that's all I'm really trying to say is like, there is a balance in the midst of the storm. There's a balance, and you can invest in yourself, but the investing in yourself is a different way of what you're used to. You might have been taught to, the job is investing in yourself only. That's it. And then, you pay your bills and that's it. That's called investing in yourself. Or, you taking your check and you going shopping for a whole bunch of clothes, and that's investing in yourself. That's really not investing in yourself. Because guess what? Your clothes, you can't pass down to your generation after generation. Eventually, there's going to be tears. There's going to be holes, and it won't last. You can pass down jewelry. That would be a little bit better, but still, what are we passing down? You got to think, like, what legacy am I leaving? What do I want to be remembered by? Do I want to be remembered by constantly bending over backwards for people? No, I don't. I don't. So, um, with that being said, crypto, technology, um, just I don't want to say entrepreneurship, but having your own business or side hustle, there's a way to do all these things where you're not burning out easily. And I think in the Black community, we've been teaching that way too much, and honestly, that's not the way. And honestly, I didn't see, like, for my granddad, I'm gonna tell you, like, I thought he wasn't a millionaire because the way he operated was like he did what he wanted at the end of his life, like, or not the end of his life. He had a couple, like, he had a good couple of years where was able to travel. I used to think he was just like doing nothing, but no, he was reaping the benefits from what the seeds he sowed. And, there are times where we have to, grind, but honestly, we're not in those times no more where we can just go out and do something, or we can go out and have an event. Like, I can't curate art shows just like that no more. I can't go rent out an event center just like that and think I'm going to get my money back. So, for us as women, we gravitate more towards creativity and arts and all of those things. And that's how we're built. So, I just want to show women how to be more innovative, because you got to think about the future, and we can't think about the past no more. We're in different times now. We're not, everything changed last year. Everything changed, and it's going to continue to change as this new president has taken over. I'm, research some of the things that they're doing, because like I said in the beginning, if we were to vote Trump back in the office, we would have been kind of stuck in time a little bit, because he was all for the industrial type of work and mentality and labor and all of, the oil and all that stuff. Now it's all green. So however we can cut out chemicals going into our air, however we can stop global warming and all that stuff, that's what you need to pay attention to. And honestly, everything's going to be on here. So if you don't have a skill, that's on here. Or you don't know how to operate a computer, you might want to take some classes. Because we're no longer, there's going to be like drones delivered. I could talk about this stuff all day because I watch it, but I want to be a woman that talks about this stuff, because all I see is men talking about this, but where is the women talking about this? Where are they? There are some. So don't get me wrong. I don't want to say that there's nobody talking about the future of women. That's great. But the way that we used to talk about the future of women is different. Now we got to talk about it different, because the artificial intelligence is really taking away all of what women can do, or what we used to bring to the table. We used to be that admin, that administrative assistant. We used to be that, paralegal and all of these other things. But now, artificial intelligence is taking away that, and our jobs are being cut at a rapid pace. So it's a vital time to be innovative. Robots are gonna start replacing stuff. We're gonna be, getting our packages delivered from drones and robots and everything else. So it's like, now is vital time to be creative with whatever God has called you to do. But I am soon going to be here to help, because I want women to start creating their own algorithm. And it's this, what a time to be alive. So I'm going to get off of here, but I will get on more and start talking about, my computer is actually frozen, but I know that I'm still on. But anyways, I will talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a happy Friday, and invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.